So chapter 12 continued. All right, so this is more of chapter 12. We're going to talk about the types of sampling today in this one. So let's go through the different types of sampling that we have. The first type is called a simple random sample. Some people just call it SRS, but it is a simple random sample. It's kind of what we shoot for as the best type of sample. We can't always get it. We have to do other methods, but ideally we would love a simple random sample. And what a simple random sample is a sample that could consist of all possible groups of size n, meaning no matter how many people or items you're looking to sample, if all possible combinations are possible, then that would be a simple random sample. So, for example, I could put names in a hat, draw a name out, and that would be an example of a simple random sample. Because as I draw names out of a hat to form a group, all possible groups can be made. So, simple random sample, all possible groups can be had. You see a lot with computer-generated lists. Everyone gets a number, a computer randomly selects people off of that list using the numbers that they have. Next type of sampling is called systematic. There's a system to it. Choose every nth item, every nth person, nth. You pick the number. So for example, pick every 5th pizza and count the number of pepperoni on it. Pick every 4th person that comes out of the store, every 10th dog that you come to on the sidewalk. Every nth item is a system, systematic. Okay, next. We have stratified. When we stratify, we separate the population into groups by a common characteristic. Okay? Then take a simple random sample within each group. So it's important, you're putting them into groups, then still surveying a little bit from each group. For example, we could separate the school by grade level and then survey 20 people from each grade. That would be a stratified sample. Separate by grade level, survey 20 from each grade. Next is called cluster. Okay? Cluster, we randomly select a group, then survey every single person in that group. All right? Randomly select a group, then survey everybody in the group. You're taking a bunch, a cluster. So for example, back when we had cat or like a Titan time, you're going to select one. Then survey everybody in that group. If you're doing that, you're clustering. I could break the city into street corners, and then I could survey everybody that lives on that street corner. I could break the school district into schools and survey everybody in one school. That's a cluster. It involves groups, but then you're surveying everyone in the group. Where simple random sample, stratified involves groups, but then you're taking only a little bit from each group. Here, you're picking a group and then surveying everyone in that group. Multi-stage. We work in stages, okay? You select sample in stages. We usually use this when we have large populations and we don't want to have a list. It's just not practical to have a list. We work in stages, all right? So for example, I might be looking at people in the United States and I want to survey students from the United States. Well, I could pick a state. There's only 50 of them. And then from there, pick a county within that state. And then pick a town within the county. And then pick a school district. And then pick a student. I can work in stages and have a pretty good random selection by working in multi-staging. Okay? Some people say, well, isn't stratifying multi-staging? I mean, I guess it's one level, but when I say multi-staging, I'm talking about multiple stages. There are voluntary response sampling. So people respond voluntarily to a survey. A questionnaire is mailed home. Please fill it out and tell us your opinion. You're at a restaurant and there's a comment card or a QR code. Tell us what you think about the service. Voluntary. Okay? So a letter is mailed home and then the resident has to fill it out and mail it back. That's an example of a voluntary survey. There's convenience. That's when you select people without any randomization. That's like taking the easy route. You conveniently selected 5 groups of rectangles there on day 1. How did you pick them? I don't know, I just conveniently circled 5 of them. If I'm walking down the hall and I ask people that I walk up to, that's convenience. Or, hey, I want to take a survey today. I think I'll just choose this class. That's convenience. No randomization is a convenience sample. So, for example, walking down the hall and choosing someone to survey without randomizing. That is an example of convenience. All right, so that is it for types of sampling.